Hi, I'm Anush Media Nagesh, and this is my bad design journey. For this assignment, I've chosen two different websites and one mobile application. Let's walk through them one by one. The first example is Canvas. So the design problem I faced with this is once you enter the discussion tab of a particular course, it becomes very hard to navigate around the course page. What I mean by this is the access to modules, assignments, grades, and other similar sections are all lost. And the only way to get to that is by hitting the back button on the browser, which is a very bad practice, or by going to the dashboard and browsing through all the courses all over again and then selecting the required sections. You see how this process is tedious, right? So the next few slides demonstrates how it demonstrates this tedious process. So here is a depiction of the home page of a specific course on Canvas. On the left-hand side, we can see various tabs and sections here, and one of them is discussions. Clicking on discussions takes you to a new page that looks something like this, where users can post replies and reply to other students. And now we can see on the left-hand side, so we have lost a lot of tabs and sections. If we go back, we can see that there are many tabs and sections here, and most of them are not present here at all. This restricts the user from going back to going to pages that he would want to go. The only way he can now do that is by going to dashboard and then navigating through all the courses, which is a tedious process, right? And but the user might also think clicking on this home button here would take him to this course page, and then he can go to his desired page. In turn, clicking on this home page takes him to a new page that a user might never have seen. So this can be very deceiving to the user and very confusing. So the two design principles that are violated here that I noticed are Norman's affordances and Nielsen's flexibility and efficiency of use. Now let's see in detail how these are violated. So the user desires to visit the course homepage or assignments or grades or any other page, when he's already in the discussions page, he must now navigate to the dashboard and browse through all the courses all over again. Instead of just having a simple tab button, which he can click to directly go to the page he desires. So the desired action of going to the above mentioned pages is restricted because those options are not available at all. Therefore, I believe this violates the principle of affordances. The website also violates the principle of flexibility and efficiency, as expert users cannot hack access above mentioned pages without having to re-navigate. So re-navigating obviously is now taking a lot of time. Therefore, an expert user would not like spending a lot of time over such a tedious process. So it becomes necessary to speed up these actions by adding required elements to make it faster and efficient for such expert users. Here is an improved design of Canvas that I came up with. On the left-hand side, we can see various tabs and sections here. And upon clicking discussions, the user is redirected to the image that is seen on the right-hand side. The problem of affordances, where user is restricted to uh, user is restricted from performing few actions, are taken care here by just adding few simple tabs to the already present tabs. These are the new tabs are highlighted with green with the color green, and the user can now just click on these new tabs and go to the desired page rather than uh, taking the lengthy process of clicking the dashboard and then browsing through the courses. And to avoid confusion between the discussion homepage and the course homepage, I have made a distinction here so the user is clear about that. So now the expert user also can save time by just clicking on the page he wants to go to. So both the violations are now taken care of in this design. The next example that I talk about is the eBay website. The design problems that I encountered with these are numerous. So name few. The checkout page, the product page is very unorganized. The items and contents are not aligned at all. It lacks consistency. I say this because font sizes are all over the place, and the web page is very bland and unattractive as it does not use any color scheme or UI designs. So I would say it's not aesthetic at all. And also the product page provides a lot of information, and it is cluttered with many items which the user would never use, making it very confusing and hard for the user to navigate through the web page. So here is an example of the current product page. You can see that the color scheme is very bland. It's just plain white and has dumped all the information on this single page, making it very confusing for the user. And also, even though these items are aligned, it looks very unorganized because of the way they're presented. And these buttons here don't make sense at all to me, because putting buttons in the middle of the page is seems very awkward. So the design principles that are being violated, according to me, are Nielsen's aesthetic and minimalist design and Schneiderman's strive for consistency. Let's see how these are violated in detail now. The website firstly has way too many items, which may leave the user very confused. We see that there are too many items that are not even required, right? And it is necessary to keep only required information to make it minimalistic. So this is clearly not minimalistic here. The website is also very bland and uninteresting. They can take advantage of colors and designs to make it more attractive. We could add more colors here instead of just leaving this white. Therefore, I believe well is the principle of aesthetic and minimalist design. Secondly, the product page of the website lacks consistency. The items are misaligned, giving it an ugly appearance. And like I told you before, the buttons here, and even though the texts are all aligned, because the font says in text, it does not look consistent. So it's breaking the principle of strive for consistency. So to improve upon the existing web page, I created an improved version where I'm making use of the colors that were already present in the current web that are already present in the current web page, to make it more aesthetic. Uh, yeah, and I've also gotten rid of many unnecessary information that a user will never need to make it minimalistic. The first issue of Nielsen's aesthetic and minimalistic design is now upheld because of this. And another change you can see here is I have segregated the buttons and the related sections. I've made sure they're all segregated and separated properly. So making it look more consistent. That is not the only thing that has been separated. I've also separated the recommendation section, where all the similar items are placed in a different part of the page. So here you can see it is more consistent and upholds the principle of strive for consistency. Lastly, I would like to talk about MyFitnessPal. It is a fitness app that helps users reach their fitness goals. One of the tasks that allows the user to do is log the food that they eat every day. So once the item is logged, we get a feedback that saying it was added, but we cannot see where it was added, and this in turn does not allow me to edit or delete the item that I've added. This can be very confusing and very confusing. So uh, here are a few pictures of the app, where which may seem very overwhelming at first, but I will walk you through this one by one. So the first image here is a specific food that I'd like to add for a particular meal. Once I enter all this information and hit the check mark, we go back to the previous page where we get a notification saying the food was logged. Now, if I go back to the home page, there is no way of knowing what food I logged and where it is being logged. And the only information I can get about this is the nutrient facts and the nutrition facts that are seen here. So because of this, there are few principles that are being violated. Few of them are here. We cannot permit easy reversal of action is not possible. User control and freedom is not provided, and discoverability is not there. I say this because if we add an item, we cannot reverse it because we cannot even see the item, and also we cannot delete or edit an item because we can't see it as well. So these two principles are already now broken, and because we cannot even see the stored list, it is not discoverable. So here is an improved version of the MyFitnessPal app, where I added a new tab called Logs. Upon when user clicks on it, he can see various items that he added into the various items he added on a particular day, and it also shows his nutrients, facts, and all of this in a summarized manner here. It also gives him the flexibility to edit and delete the items or the entire menu or meal here. So by doing this basic addition of a new activity or a page, it gives the user more control and allows him to reverse his actions. And it's now also upholds the discoverability principle, making sure the app is now in line with design principles. These are my these are my three applications that I chose to talk about. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.